Hi Rehan, it was an amazing match. I think it was great news for Indian fans that Virat Kohli is only going to play one format of the game. But we all agree that even though he'll only be playing one format, the amount of times he'll turn up for Team India, he'll give his 120%, and that's what he's promised in the pre-match video as well and in the post-match interview as well. Coming to the match, I think we both knew that Dew was going to play an important role. India had to get that 15-20 extra runs to give their bowlers a bit more cushion because with the dew coming in, you saw how easy the batting became in the second half of the second innings. You saw how Marco Jansen and Corbin Bosch were playing, and they just took the game apart. Had it not been for Kuldeep Yadav's two-wicket over, I think India would have lost the match. I know I'm raising quite a few eyebrows there, but the bowling from India had been subpar in the middle overs until I think Kuldeep Yadav came and picked up a few wickets and Jadeja applied a choke. But let's start from the very first thing. Uh, Rehan, as you would agree that Yashasvi Jaiswal didn't have a brilliant debut, but what do you make of India's stalwarts, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, their 100-run partnership after the Sydney show? The Ranchi show was there today. What did you make of that?
Yeah, it was good to see them carry on from that Sydney partnership where they played incredibly well. Even today, Virat Kohli being that man leading from the front, playing a chanceless knock. I mean, I was so happy to see him go back to his vintage form, where he completely dominated the bowlers and he hit more sixes than boundaries. I mean, he looked in top form today, and there was something about him that really uh, seemed that he was hungry for runs.
Correct.
You saw running between the wickets, he was playing with that enthusiasm, which is so good to see. Actually, I wish that every player takes motivation from Virat in that sense. Sad to see Jaiswal get out early. It was a wicket where you could have actually scored a lot of runs. The bowling attack also of South Africa did not seem that potent, where you
Correct.
don't have Lungi and Gidi. I don't know why he didn't play. I understand why Keshav Maharaj was sitting. Maybe they could have thought of resting him after the two match that he played in the test.
Correct.
So to get in another spinner is something that I can agree with. But Batman seemed very average, seemed very ordinary. Whereas Ruturaj Gaikwad also got out to a very good catch. So nothing wrong on his side also. But it was a good catch. You would agree, right?
A CSK teammate catching. So both didn't have to lose anything, but again, I would agree it was a brilliant catch.
My only point to you is that if you made that 11, why would you play Sundar? I mean, if you wanted a left-handed batter in the middle order, you could have picked Tilak Verma. If you played Washington Sundar, you should have used him as a bowler. I think that is where in the middle overs they should have used him. Uh, Something that could have been missed out by KL Rahul. But I was disappointed to see that, to be honest
Correct.
with you. And I feel that he could have batted one place higher. I'm speaking about KL Rahul. Even though he scored a well made 60 today, he played really well. But still, I just felt that you have that mindset of not playing two left handers together that makes you shift all your plans. Something that I don't agree to. I think in cricket, a lot of emphasis is being given on matchups, whereas matchups usually don't work. It's a 50-50 thing. So I think in that case, KL Rahul should have made been tactically better, but they played well. Harshit Rana was a standout performer. You would agree to that.
Correct. And it's been two consecutive ODIs where we've seen Harshit Rana pick up three wickets. In the last ODI versus South Africa versus Australia as well, he bowled brilliantly, and that is the reason why India were able to restrict Australia to a lower score. But coming to today, obviously talking about KL Rahul batting at number six, it did raise a few eyebrows, but I liked the way he converted his start, which was a bit scratchy, to a good innings, and I think those three, four sixes that he hit along with the handing off from Jadeja gave the way for a few more runs. I think it was a 330-ish total that was looking when Kohli got out, and we scrapped our way through to 350. I think, yeah. And one thing I would like to point out is that the idea of having Washington Sundar at number five is not great. He's a T20 player at best. He just likes to hit fours and sixes. I have not seen strike rotation from him, and that is the reason because of which there was a lot of pressure on Kohli in the middle overs. I think you would also know that the commentators were also emphasizing on the fact that you need to have a batsman who's batting so well on 80, have more strike. There was a period of time where he played only eight balls within a span of 5 overs. I buy the idea that you had Akshar Patel at number five in the Champions Trophy and you dropped KL at six and Hardik at seven. But ideally, when you have someone like a Jadeja playing, you can't send him at number five as well. So ideally, you would go back to that original idea of having Shreyas at four, KL at five, Hardik six, and Jadeja seven. So might as well start with it right now. But okay, until and unless we are not losing, I wouldn't mind that. Okay, I think KL was the captain as well, and I think he's got no say in front of Gautam Gambhir at the moment.
I understand the tactics of it, Naman. It is because you have three left-handers at the top of the order in South Africa. If you see Rickleton, Quinton de Kock, and Tony De Zorzi, I think because of that you have an off spinner. That's why Washington Sundar is there in that side. Otherwise, I think it should have been Tilak Verma or Rishabh Pant
Correct,
in place of him. Much more versatile batters, and you need to have faith in your batting and bowling because you
correct.
need to play one proper batter or one proper bowler in order to get your balance right. If you see the margin of defeat for South Africa, it's less. They have been fighting, they have been doing well, and at one stage at 24 for 3, I mean,
Hmm.
you thought that they would be bundled out for like
11 for
200
3.
or something. 11 for 3, you thought they would be bundled out for
Yeah,
200 or something.
correct.
But you see the depth in their batting and bowling, it's outstanding. They have batting till almost 8 9. Even Corbin was today scored a 50. That shows you how
Yep,
tough they are, how difficult it is to face an opposition like South Africa. They
correct.
don't have their primary bowlers. Still, they managed to almost win this one. If they could have been a little more patient, and you rightly pointed out that Kuldeep's over, where he picked up 2 wickets. That was the game changer. Otherwise, South Africa could have won this match.
And what do you make of India's selection of Ruturaj Gaikwad over Rishabh Pant?
He brings in more stability in Aman, but he doesn't have those many ODIs behind him. I understand the thought process of it. If you could make a case for Rishabh Pant or Tilak Verma, I think it should have been in the place of Washington Sundar. I do see him being in the long term as a number 4 or 5 for India. He could be
Tilak.
a backup as well. Ruturaj Gaikwad.
Ruturaj, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, if he scores abundance of runs. That
Correct,
is again depending on him because see, he is a quality player. Today he got out of a brilliant catch. I'm not trying to defend him even though I'm a CSK fan, but see, he will come good, is what I
correct.
feel. I like the template with which he plays. It sort of reminds you of Kohli.
Kohli,
Not
yep.
exactly Kohli, but that
No,
template
yeah, I
is there.
agree. I agree. He builds an innings, and I think he's got a good brain on his head. But again, coming back to the way Rohit and Kohli started, were you amazed to see Rohit hit more on the ground and Kohli got the aerial route in the power play?
Yeah, it was a role reversal. That's what made me happy. Usually it's the other way around, but Virat Kohli taking the charge, scoring at a faster rate than Rohit, that was something good
Correct.
to watch.
And then Rohit obviously has scaled the peak. He's gone on to become the highest six hitter in ODI cricket, surpassing Shahid Afridi, and even like I think it's 100 less innings than Shahid Afridi took.
100,
So
exact 100. Yeah.
so that tells you volumes about the potential that man has. He is now currently the number one ODI batsman, and after this, his ranking will only improve. But I would also like to see Virat Kohli continue his form throughout the rest of the series, and I think it's not a longer gap. I think we finished the series around the 6th or 7th of December, and we've got another white ball ODI series against New Zealand starting on the 11th of January next year, I think. But again, a 1 month gap. Do you feel it's important for players like Rohit and Virat to go back to domestic cricket and play Vijay Hazare at least 3 4 games so that they get the hang of the format, they continue scoring runs, they are in touch with the format, but also it is a lot easier for the other players around them in their domestic teams to learn from, to witness legends coming back to domestic cricket, and it'll also obviously bring crowds back to the domestic circuit.
I mean, it doesn't hurt you, does it? If they play, it's good for Indian cricket. It's good for the fans, and I see more pros than cons. It is good for the betterment of cricket and cricketers around. As you rightly said, there would be youngsters who would play with them in that side. They would be inspired to perform, do well against them. And it's good that you have game time under you so that you are still relevant to how the format is changing and evolving from time to time. Today, what I saw was an example of T20 cricket being played, whereas they took 25 overs first head on, being very aggressive at the top, then
Correct.
trying to stabilize the innings and then finishing strongly.
Correct.
So the uh, evolution of ODIs is also something that's a long topic. Rules have also changed with the balls changing from time to time, but it's good to see that it was not a boring game. The
Correct.
contest was good, and I hope that the series lives up to its hype.
What to expect going into the second ODI?
Only for South Africa to fight more stronger. So it will be an even contest still going into Raipur. Uh, Maybe Kagiso Rabada or Ngidi. I think one of them has to be back in the South African side.
Hmm.
I feel that their bowling is a little thin because of the inexperience that they have. Corbin Bosch is a good bowler, but he's an all rounder. So
Correct.
he's not an out and out fast bowler. Uh, Putting too much pressure on him, he would not deliver with the bat, is what I feel. Uh, the off spinner, I, I I don't see that quality in him. Maybe Keshav Maharaj, if he's fit, he should be back in that side. One more glaring weakness in South Africa, you might agree to this, is their top six. If you see, there are 4 to 5 openers in that top four. So
Correct.
Rickleton plays as an opener, Decock plays as an opener, Markram and Bretsky. I mean, Bretsky has been one of the
Yeah.
best players in ODIs going around.
Correct.
It's been underrated. He scored so many runs in Pakistan, in the world, wherever he gets an opportunity. I think he'll make it to T20 side very soon.
Correct.
Uh, so they'll have to figure out a way who plays best at what role. I think Markram should probably bat down and Decock and Rickleton should open.
But
Uh,
next match, Temba Bavuma comes back as captain. He plays at number
hmm,
3. So then obviously someone will have to be left out. Would it be someone like Tony D. Zorzi, or it would be someone like a Rickleton?
I think Dezorzi should sit down. I think he was sick today. That's what I heard in the
Yep.
commentary box. He dropped a catch of Rohit Sharma also that's actually gone under the carpet
Yep.
as we speak. But that was also a turning point. If he could have taken that catch, maybe South Africa could have been back in the game. But he didn't seem to be in full fitness. Maybe he goes out and Temba comes in. But they'll have to figure out their batting order. I feel the best utility would be having the two left-handers to open because both play in similar fashion and they would complement each other very well.
Interesting. And what do you expect in terms of changes from India's point of view in terms of bowling, all rounders going into the next match, or you stay the same?
They'll stay the same. Just that I would like to see Washington go out and probably a proper batter come in.
But do
They're
you
not
go in
too
with
sure.
only 5 bowlers then?
That's a risk that you have to take. But I think they'll not go with it because Jadeja really doesn't seem like a wicket taking option anymore, although he is defending a lot of runs and bowling tight overs. They are still not very confident of him being that fifth bowler who will
Hmm.
get you wickets. Just because of that, I feel Washington might still keep his place in the
And
side.
I'll give you one more reason.
Hmm.
The mad obsession of our head coach with all rounders.
You're right. You're right.
And how good was it for you to see a clinical Indian show batting lineup in terms of Kohli scoring 100, Rohit with a good 50 at MS Dhoni's hometown, and reviving our head coach Gautam Gambhir's coaching career.
I mean, it got saved by our bowling in the end eventually. But credit to the batsmen as well. Good fight back from them after the early setback of Jaiswal, and a typical ODI template. You saw aggression at the start, then stability in the middle, and then powerful finish at the very end. Good for KL Rahul also as a captain and as a batter, gives him a lot of learning experience. You saw Rohit Sharma go to him quite often and speak to him about tactics and plans and fielding setups. So good that way. You're creating a leadership group. Happy to see that. Uh,
Oh, last
Hardik,
question. Yeah, go
yeah,
on.
Hardik would be back for ODIs. You feel?
Yeah, obviously he'll be back, but right now I don't think even he'll get selected for the T20Is or not. He's expected to play the Sayyad Mushtaq Ali for a few rounds and then get back into the squad, but I'm not expecting him to come back before after the IPL. I think he'll make a comeback, but not before that because I think they won't try him as a sixth bowler in ODI cricket just right now since he's making a comeback from injury. Maybe bowl him for 2-3 overs each match going into the World Cup and then play the World Cup, have him ready for the World Cup. That would be the primary aim with Hardik. I think after Bumrah, he's the most important white ball format player right now, even more important than Rohit and Kohli at the moment because he gives you that stability. Even if you don't have someone like a Bumrah, you can still manage to get in some experienced player like a Shami or someone, but you have no replacement for Hardik at the moment. It's quite evident. And with the World Cup being in South Africa, मतलब यू कांट गो इन विद नीतीश कुमार रेड्डी तुम्हें चार फास्ट बॉलर चाहिए एक बुमराह हो जाएगा एक हर्षित राणा एक either of what Shami, Prasid or Arshdeep and the fourth seamer has to be someone like Hardik in place of Washington Sundar.
Agreed, agreed. Even Arshdeep was very good today. But I think the Harshit Rana spell, we should give him credit. We don't uh,
Yep.
use good adjectives for him. But today he was very good with the new ball because batting under lights is quite easier. And Makram said that at the toss. And you seem that 350 can be chased with the depth in South African side. But credit to him for removing Rickleton and Ticock early. I think that set up the match for India.
Great. I think let's wrap it up for tonight. Just one last question. Would you think India would go on to finish the series and wrap it up at Raipur on Wednesday?
They should.
They
With the
should.
momentum, I feel, with the momentum and the form of players, I think they should. I expect Kuldeep Yadav to be more active and picking up more wickets.
अबे चार तोली और कितनी चाहिए?
I expect too much from him. But TK, he's the main player.
Understood. Thank you, Rehan. We'll be back soon with the preview of the Ashes and hopefully with the preview of the ODI match too. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.